Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of the Ironman Progress series. This episode is mostly surrounding Slayer and farming. I hope you enjoy it. So after lots of grinding at the ectofungus, I now have 200 buckets or pots rather, of bone meal from the baby dragon bones. So it is now time to use them up. It's always so great to come here and spam click and see just how quickly the experience goes, even though it takes so long to prepare. Yeah, so I'll get back to you once I have a level. Here is the first prayer level coming in, level 45. Oh cool, I can now use the Mystic Might prayer, so extra mage damage. And next up, 46 prayer. Means I can use Retribution, but it kind of defeats the purpose considering I am a hardcore Ironman, by the way. Dying is not actually in my goals, so it's there. Never gonna use it. I don't think anyone actually uses it anyway, but it's there. 46 prayer. And here up is the next prayer level. Oh, I have to apparently I need to empty my ecto tokens first. I'm not sure how many are in there. Apparently 1,000. Cool. That's useful for the bone crusher once I eventually get it. Cool. 47 prayer. So this is all 200 of the baby dragon bones used up, and I am 400 experience away from a level. So I have a couple of big bones in the bank that I think I'll grind up and use, and that will hopefully get me up to 48. So I'll be back with you once I have that done. And here up is 48 prayer. Don't get anything from that, but I am now level 75 combat level, which is pretty nice. But yeah, that's going to be the last prayer level for a while, unless I want to head to dragons, which I don't particularly want to do, but I'm sure I'll get them as a slayer task at some point. And then I'll get wyverns later on once I get 72 slayers, so it's probably the last training for a while until I get those. So 75 combat is nice, and the 48 prayer is also pretty nice. So I figured that my gear is starting to look pretty good, but I am in need of a helmet, and I have not yet done the Ferminic Isles quest, and it won't be for a while because I'm scared of the boss. So in the meantime, I'm going to be purchasing a Berserker helm. Oof, 76k. Totally worth it. This gives me a maximum of 83 melee strength and pretty good defenses. So yeah, this is going to be my melee gear for the next while until I get a Rune Defender. I decided to come hunt for some Zerican robes so I can make some somewhat good mage gear, and I managed to get my first talisman drop, so that's going to be extremely useful for teleporting around Korand. I have a couple of more fangs in the bank, not too many, I think 20-ish, so I'll see if I can get collect a couple more, but that's a pretty nice drop to get at this point. And here on my Slayer task of Fire Giants, in my fancy new Zerican robes, I get 59 magic. This gives me access to Fire Blast. Nifty. Ooh, another Rune Scimitar. At this point, they're just nice 15k alks. Well, that's certainly an amusing drop to get at this point. A curved bone. 1 in 5k drop. Not exactly useful, but nice for the bragging rights or luck or something, I guess. It'll be a nice little bit of construction experience, so at least there's that. And here we have 41 farming coming in. Pretty nice. Trees give a good amount of experience. And here up in the same run is 42 farming. Pretty nice. Extra fruit trees. And I got 28 Reinars from this run, which is pretty great for a low level. So I started catching some eclectic implings for the eventual medium clue grind for the hunter boots, and I came across a dragon impling and a magpie impling, so we're going to open those and see if I manage to get another glory. So from the magpie, some mystic boots, not bad. I think they're worth a couple of thousand in elk, 6,000. And then for the dragon impling, let's have a look. 159 dragon arrows. I will get a dark bow at some point, probably. Maybe even a twisted bow, and they'll be good then, but for now, I guess it's a nice, cool thing to have in the bank. And up next, here is 46 Slayer. Nothing for this level, but it's a nice level to get. And next up, we have a level 60 Mage. Pretty nice, closing on 68 for that Dragonstone jewelry. Oh cool, I can now cast Bones to Peaches, which I don't have, but I will need to get at some point. Same task, a couple of kills later, here is 47 Slayer. I can now kill brine rats apparently, although I don't expect to be getting them as a task anytime soon. Turns out that fire giants are pretty good for experience, and somewhat alright for drops. Gotten a couple of sapphires so far, and another rune scimitar. And here up is 43 farming. Just 4 more levels until I can get those watermelons growing. And here we have 43 herblore arriving. I don't get anything from that level, but that's okay. After a couple of successful farm runs, I'm now up to 77 rainhour weeds, which is pretty nice, except for the fact that I need snapegrass to make those into prayer potions, and I have exactly 0 of those, and I do not yet have lunar diplomacy done, which means I believe my most effective way of getting snapegrass is from eclectic implings when I try to get medium clues, or gathering them from Remington over here. I believe there's a spawn of 203, which is probably my best bet. So at some point I'll try to go gather those up and make them into potions, but for now it's looking like a nice little stack in the bank, so yeah. Well, Tears of Gothics this week was very sporadic and jumpy around, so it didn't do very well. Only got 49 tears. I should really do some more quests to get some more quest points so I have longer in the cave. But at least I get a rune crafting level out of that, so a little bit of rune crafting experience is always worth it. But I think I'm going to work on some quests, so hopefully next week I'll have maybe 150 so I can spend a bit more time in there. And here is level 61 mage coming in on the same Slayer task. Apparently I can teleport to Trollheim, which will be great for God Wars in, as you can see, a lot more mini levels. But yeah, 61 magic, 7 more until I can enchant my other 2 amulets. As you can see, I have just lost my hardcore Ironman status. I was killing the fire giants like you saw in the last clip, and I was looking away, and apparently I managed to move out of the safe spot in the doorwell, and the fire giant killed me, which is really sucks because I had full prayer, so I could have been using protect from melee, and I had food, so I probably should have eaten, but unfortunately I looked back when I had 3 health and saw, oh no, and then I promptly reached 0 and died and spawned in Falador. So the hardcore journey is over, and from now on I guess I'll be continuing as a standard Ironman, which isn't too bad because it means I have access to the wilderness stuff, and it means I can now access methods that involve dying for leaving food piles and such behind, and there's a little bit less stress surrounding the account. So it's unfortunate that I died this soon, but these are my final resting stats. I had a good rank in agility and a good rank in hunter, but from now on I guess I won't be competing for the high scores anymore, but it was a good run. And now on to the Ironman progress. As you can see, I was standing in the square over here when I died, rather than standing right against the door as I thought I was. So, as you can also see, there's about 12 lobsters on the ground, which means there's no way I should have died, but I expected to die at some point, just not quite like this. So there will still be progress to be made, and it's not the end of the world. So yeah, this is where the hardcore journey ends and the standard, and then the standard Ironman mode begins. And here we have level 63 hit points coming in. Nice level to get. Would have been nicer to have a little bit earlier, because maybe then I wouldn't have died and been alive on 1 health, but what can you do? So there we go, 63 hit points. And here we have 44 farming coming in. It means that I I'm now able to boost for watermelons, I believe, using a garden pie, which I have 5 in the bank. And I can now grow irits, which is pretty cool. I'm going to leave this tree up for a while so that I can get some, what do you call those things? Willow branches for the Enlightened Journey quest. And also for the Falador Medium Diary. So thank you all for watching this episode. As you can tell, I am now just a normal Ironman. The hardcore run was pretty fun. As you can see from my stats on screen, I ended up at rank 3115 before I died. I always expected the death, so it's a little bit sad, but not the end of the world. I managed to reach rank 382 for agility and 656 for hunter. Nothing else was that important. Mining was slowly getting up there, but everything else was pretty low in rankings. As I said, I always expected death to come in at some point. I didn't expect to die from not paying attention. I expected to die from trying to do a difficult quest like Monkey Madness 2 or Dragon Slayer 2. So, a little bit of a not like this kind of death, but so be it. From now on, I'll just, as I said, I'll be continuing on with the progress series as normal, but now I can take on some more risky content, such as the Crazed Archaeologist and Lava Dragons and Revenants and such, and I don't have to worry too much about dying, so I can be a little bit more risky in future. So, all in all, there are positives to this. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the video, and I hope you'll carry on watching even though I'm no longer a hardcore Ironman. See ya!